Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. Well, hokey smokes, it is indeed a brand new day. It was chilly outside. Sunny, but chilly. I don't know how long that's going to stay. It's been a couple hours since I was last out. But I went over to the community center a couple times because the case manager, mine, that I wanted to talk to was busy for a very long time. Yay. But I went over there and I talked to people, and moving around, I've been walking slowly so as to not overly stress out all of the muscles in my leg, but it hurt less while I walked slowly. And now it still hurts, but hopefully it's going to continue getting better. I hope. Because hokey smokes, I am so tired of being near crippled. Joy on that. But things are getting better. There are a few other semi-silly and mostly silly things I wanted to talk about. I showed off a fair number of the solo RPG and solo board games I have. I wanted to try expanding, and so I have Richthofen the Flying Circus 1917. You can read it. Volume 2, a solitaire World War I war game. Yes, indeed, you go flying around in your aircraft, and it's got all kinds of, well, obviously rules, but graphics, and more than that, it's you need to photocopy. Like things here, you can play it in your book if you just want to write over it with a pencil so that you can never play it again when you run out of those. But then these you photocopy. And then there's a bunch of stuff like the historical commentary, your aircraft, your pages to copy. And then, of course, look at this. Look at this. Assorted games and mags from Minden. This is so 1980s. I love it just for this. The fact that it is so unabashedly ancient type stuff. They're not afraid to just be old-fashioned. Hokey smokes. But yeah, it's got, this is like the relevant thing on the back. But yeah, it seems pretty cool. And if you go online, Minden is like they got a big website for this sort of stuff. This is like a book adaptation of a boxed game they used to have. So, thumbs up for that. But yeah, I've been trying to expand, and with my executive function dysfunction issues, yeah, it's more difficult to actually do these things. But life is life. Trying. And then we've gone from leg to that. Somebody in comments yesterday, while looking at one of my old games where I played OS, spelled OSU with an exclamation point, and then they said, wow, there's this one person you would be absolutely amazed at if you watched. And so I went and I Googled that. Well, didn't Google it. Went onto YouTube. And it was a person. I don't know if they were playing OS or a different type of game. But it looked the same with some changes. But then they're also working on a new version of the game. But this person must have played this song thousands of times. They were an absolute machine. And when I say they were a machine, I'm talking literally. When you're playing the game, you will have to sometimes click and drag and follow things as they move. You'll have to click rapidly in spaces. You've got to follow things that move, and then you'll have to click here, you'll have to click here, you'll have to click here and here. And this person was clicking several times per second. It was absolutely unbelievable. They were a machine. So I re-downloaded the game. And yeah, after not having played for years and using the mouse, I went and played a 2-star song, and I didn't fail it entirely, only got a C ranking. Just like I'm getting involved with watching some things online, I'm getting sucked back into other things that I was interested in, which I know my therapist would say is good. Being interested in things is good. Hopefully it's not just a passing hyperfixation. Likely it is. But if not, it just becomes one of the repertoire of things that I do, because age-related reflex slowdown, nerve compression, I'm never gonna be good. But if it's fun, that's what's important. Because I suck at so many types of games. And I still play them because I enjoy them, no matter how bad I am at them. Yay! 'Tis a good thing. Now let's see what else I have on here. Oh, there's this one fellow that I watch who, he is a professor, but he also does videos where he responds to various people with toxic masculinity, explaining why this is toxic. And one of them is, he went on for like 6-7 minutes about this one, or less, I can't remember, it was a fairly short video, about this one person who seems to honestly believe that every single man on the face of this earth, if given a choice, weapon to the side of their head, told you must choose between getting $1 billion or becoming the strongest person on earth so you could beat up whoever you wanted, every single human being, well, man, would choose to become the strong person so they could beat up whoever they wanted. And the person who was responding to this was talking about how $1 billion, have you ever had to pay for your child to go to school? Have you ever had your livelihood threatened by a medical appointment? $1 billion is life-changing money. And being beaten strong enough to beat people up? As he also pointed out, the people that do beat up people for money, like MMA and UFC fighters, they lose their health insurance when they're done fighting. They don't have enough money to live strongly. And who are the people that get paid because these people are getting beat up? The billionaires. Yeah, I know I would automatically choose $1 billion frickin' dollars. And I think there are a lot of men out there that would choose $1 billion, especially if you have a family to feed. Good golly, Miss Molly. And then I watched a different video about a game that I've been playing, that I hope you've been playing, and I know other people do, the game Megabonk. About how it's a one-person game, one developer, and they did it all in the game. Just decided to make it fun and not try to suck the money out of your wallet. Just, here's a game, and they've been patching it, and they've been doing balancing issues, and these are games that are massively selling and taking over the Steam platform. And all of the big AAA companies spending millions on their live service games that die in 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I play Megabonk. I laugh in a, try to get my shirt so it's more hanging centered. I laugh in a very non-mature fashion over this one boss now that I cannot beat. It's in the desert. It's a gigantic scorpion. And it's called Scorpionussy. Still, I laugh at that Scorpionussy. And a different video. Oh, actually, it was the same one where they were talking about how when playing Mega Bonk, it's like, inject that dopamine straight through my eyeballs. And it's like, no, think about this one. You want to have a dopamine reaction, yeah, but don't get it through your eyeballs. It's something that it goes into your bloodstream, and it's a neurotransmitter. You're not going to have it help you by having it into your eyes. Pump it into your bloodstream, if nothing else. Don't be like the game Prey, where if you want to get a neuromod for your brain, it plunges these spikes in through your eye socket and into your skull. That would hurt. But then the last thing that I really had to talk about here was I was watching an MK video, a Reddit and or Tumblr or whatever post readings thing. But then this is bizarre. There is a service for Microsoft called Yammer, where it's like an interbusiness communication thing where the people on the top can easily send stuff down to the lower and the people down below can easily form communities and talk. And apparently it's a big office production thing and in use out there. But there's an actual really stupid Windows keys combination to call it up automatically. It calls it up in your default browser if you don't have it, which I don't. But if you hit the Control key and the Shift key and the Alt key and the Windows key, and then you hit the Y key, yeah, it opens up Yammer. That is bizarre. I don't even know if that would be easier just to have one click on a mouse thing than to hunt down and hit all 5 of these buttons with your hand. So hard to say. Thumbs up on that. Yeah, but past that, I have been still dealing with not being able to do much. I have not done much this morning because I've been trying to take it careful with my leg. I have talked to people out there and I have watched videos. Past that, not a whole lot. And yesterday, it took forever to go out walking, and I don't walk as far as I used to because I've been having so many issues with those muscles in my legs. So it takes longer to do less, and I've had pain just pumping straight into my head. That sounds weird. I've had to deal with a lot of pain issues. That sounds less weird. So even though I've got things that are all here, my tablet cover was sticking to the cover of this. How nice. So I've got things to do this way. I've got games that I'm playing on the PC. I went and installed a game I've had for a while, probably through Humble Bundle, I think. But it was called Sir Whoop-Ass and the something or other, a comedy type game, which usually I'm not interested in, but it's also supposed to be pretty good, so gonna try and give it a shot. So thumbs up on that. As for all of my videos here, I think I am definitely suffering from, number 1, just me, and number 2, AI slop. I watched a Kurzgesagt video about how they're not even sure what's going to happen to everything. Because And here's a thing that I find bothersome. They're talking about how they research and do stuff. In the earlier times, or fairly recently, they tried to do an AI script on brown dwarfs. And they went and checked up on it, and they could not find sources for about a third of the stuff. And they sent it in, and they found out that, yeah, that stuff is just lies. But now every other AI thing has scraped that and used it, and that's all out there. It's not true. You're going to find it everywhere. And the big problem that I can see on this is, because the AIs hallucinate so often, you are going to get inevitably something that says the equivalent of 2 plus 2 equals 4.3. And then it's going to be endlessly duplicated out there. Now, we already had a space thing where we tried to put a probe onto an asteroid, and it smacked into it hard and crashed. Everything was a waste because somebody accidentally used metric instead of imperial in one spot. Now everything is going to try and build something when 2 plus 2 equals 4.3, and it doesn't work. Or else you've got a toppling thing that at the end doesn't mean anything, because you're going to put out this thing that's based on 2 plus 2 equals 4.3, and something else is going to use that, and then that's going to become the basis for something else. Build a car where 2 plus 2 equals 4.3. Go mountain climbing when you need rope, and 2 plus 2 equals 4.3. Write a book when 2 plus 2 equals 4.3. And nothing goes through and fixes that error, because all the AI are scraping each other, and it gets pumped out more and more. I don't think this is going to end well for us as a species. Yay. But if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be very cool. Definitely a thumbs up. Yay. And if you're a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you. You are beautiful and awesome people. You help me out immensely, and I appreciate that to no end. Thumbs up. Thank you. You are beautiful. For everybody that leaves me a comment, I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up every comment I can, and if not, I try to give it a heart. Plus, if it is something that is particularly witty or heartfelt and I remember, I try to give it a heart. I try to answer as many comments as I can to show you that you are being heard, but with my nerve... God's above, suddenly my brain failed. My nerve compression issues and all that, it is difficult. But I answer as many as I can, though it can take up to 24 hours. Thumbs up. I also play an internet game of either putting up a writing prompt or a secret word and asking that it be written into the comments for blatant engagement farming to show the YouTube algorithm that my channel isn't dead quite yet. And also, it is nice to be heard. So thumbs up. Is it a requirement to play? No, of course not. But the last people who did were Jesse Koskinen. Thumbs up and thank you. Toilet Decimator. Always good to see you in the comments. Definitely a thumbs up. Chris, and all your incarnations and flavors. Greatly appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. And I am on the neck. Glad I can English. Good to hear that you are feeling better. I just hope it gets better faster for you. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And if you have watched this far, if you could either, writing prompt-wise, tell me, do you think this game would be fun? Or if you could write circus into the comments, either one of which would be fine. Not a requirement, though it is nice to be heard. If you don't want to play, A-OK. And if you do, thumbs up and thank you. And if you haven't watched this far, well then. So yes, I'm going to take care of myself as best I can. I'm going to go out walkies and try my best not to stress out that muscle group. I still need to exercise though. So gonna do my best, gonna play what I can, do the very best I can, edit, render, upload, and hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. That would be a very good thing, but if not, please do not beat yourself up because you deserve better. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great bonk. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. Yay! Hopefully, it is going to be a good day for everybody, myself included, but definitely for you.